Hello and welcome to Generation Shadow, the epic supernatural saga that takes you through the entirety of horror history, one nightmare at a time. Today's nightmare is Chapter 4 of our 1936 Berlin saga, the second to the last episode. I'll do a quick recap, so it's been a little while. But first, let's check in, meet our players and our characters who are about to enter a city in the throes of fascism. We will start with Marvin.
Alright. So hi, I'm Marvin, and now I must get into Russian accent. I am playing the Revenant, Pyotr Irvin, a fallen Russian soldier from World War I who was killed by a giant spider summoned by my previous character, Mantolio Igandre. I am now sworn vengeance against Mantolio, who I don't actually know as Mantolio at this moment. I now have Spider here crawling around me, who is also a demon called Belial that brings me back to life. I am also involved in the little toxic relationship with one Elizabeth Bathory. Where it's complicated. It's complicated.
Okay.
We're not officially together anymore. At least I hope not. I just want to let her down gently. Say, maybe we should see other people. If you can even say that to a Nazi vampire. Who knows?
He's also a tree.
Also a tree. Yeah. Also a tree.
Let her down gently. Next
Kind
up.
of stiff.
Ooh. Next up, Dallas.
Works on multiple levels there.
Daughter will figure it out.
Go ahead, Dallas. Who are you playing tonight?
Hi, I'm Dallas. I'm playing Loretta Boateng, Loretta Watt. She's she's a hunter, and she is she's on fire lately. She's in several ways. She's angered about what's going on currently. She's confused about why she got called in. She thought she was there for a different reason, but it turns out a whole mess of stuff is going on. There are very knowledgeable villains that she's kind of worried about. There's some other secret things going on behind other murders. And her whole entire crew seems to not worry about dying whatsoever.
Because a lot of us are kind of immortal.
I know. We really have only the one tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Yes, you're the one mortal at the table.
Rip.
But the constant comments is what I mean by that. It's hilarious when she's like, oh my god.
If I die, come back.
Yep.
And then, yeah, definitely an interesting situation. Joining us once again, very lucky to have him, it is Michael.
Thank you. I'm playing Maximilian Koenig from the Vampire Playbook. He's a vampire that was secretly from Atlantis, but not so much anymore.
Yeah, I think we all know the Atlantean vampire has been...
he hung out here in Europe for several decades, just being nice and chill and having his little haven and his little club above it, or club below it. And I guess things didn't go so well for that last game.
Nope.
But fortunately, he did get that insight from Kurt, so maybe he had a chance to warn his people to get out before the fire. I guess we'll have to find out. But yes, he's one of those immortals running around, trying to really just open more clubs.
Oh,
Are you a club promoter?
Yeah,
Just your entire job.
You know, life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret.
You know, when you feed off emotions, clubs
Yeah,
provide a lot of emotions.
That's
true. That's
or
true.
another.
What good is sitting alone in your... All right, let's keep on. Patrick.
The show tunes aren't we?
I know. No, that's probably one of the best, artistic representations of this era, I gotta say.
Cabaret?
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good thing.
Oh, absolutely.
A theater here in Sacramento did it a few years back. It was wonderful. Just like the things, it's kind of like a middle central column that had these trappings on it. They fell down, revealing this pillow with swastikas all over. It was just like,
ooh, yeah.
Because obviously the whole point is that suddenly, not so suddenly, but of course there's suddenly just the Nazis have been there, but then suddenly they're out in the open and everyone's cool with it.
And then they rule everything. Yeah. And that's kind of where we are in our game too. So.
At that time. Oh, I am playing. My name is Patrick. I am playing Merle. I am playing the Dragon Playbook. very close to being one of the most corrupted characters in this campaign.
Yeah, I think so. In Generation Shadow history.
Yeah, I may be the first person to retire a character either mid or at the end of an arc forcibly.
I know we had Marvin came close when he had with the Gantre, when he switched playbook, so a little
Saved himself.
Luckily.
All right. So one of the things that might have led to Merle's corruption was that last time, which was a few weeks ago, everybody had a great, or maybe not so great, ritual out over there in the Hearts Mountains.
Yeah.
Things got intense. The Grail was summoned, which turned out not to be the Holy Grail of Indiana Jones fame. Instead, it's this strange stone urn from Atlantis that Maximilian recognizes. Thankfully, Merle was able to turn into a dragon, get that urn, or that stone bowl, get the Grail to safety, so away from Nazi hands. However, in the chaos, Madame Bathory, who was trying to control things, a stone got smashed on her, trapping her and weakening her. And our friend Piotr got possessed by the Brocken Spectre.
I am strong like mountain now.
Yes, so now he has the spirit of the mountain inside of him. Very cool. And then when you guys made it back to Berlin with the Grail, it was discovered that an official brown shirt crackdown was sweeping through the city in preparations for those big Olympic Games coming up. A lot of businesses that were considered degenerate, including the Pearl, have been burned out. And that is where we'll begin the game. Let's take care of those opening moves, though, because it's been maybe about a week or so since you guys have returned from your little, from your journey out to the countryside. So let's start with Merle. What faction would you like to roll with to investigate?
I'm gonna go mortality, despite having a -3 in it.
All right. Well,
It has to happen sometime.
Has to happen.
I'm specifically investigating the Gestapo and the Witch Division. See how
Alright.
much they're pulling up on Merle or his former name Acrylionox. How much they're trying to dig up and trying to find out about him. So
okay.
here's the hope.
Let's see what the SS are up to.
No idea. It's a total 3.
Oh no! You will be caught completely flat-footed by all their schemes.
Yeah, that's it's a level up.
Oh, that's worth it then.
It's worth it.
Okay. Maximilian, what would you like to do for your first move?
I'd also like to investigate mortality, but mine would be on the more, investigating to make sure that all the people that he kept regularly employed, that they did in fact make it out into a safe haven, that his warning arrived in time.
Okay.
So I'll roll on mortality for that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And that is an 8.
Okay. So with that one, it could be like you owe somebody in the faction a debt. I think for an 8, I will say is that a lot of your employees and
They got the note not to come
maybe
into
favorite
work that
customers, yeah. So they weren't, brutally beaten up by the brown shirts, but still, their business is on fire. Their place of business is gone, and they are alone, or maybe not alone, but kind of stuck in the city, not able to get visas, passports, money together that it takes to get out. So yeah, definitely a precarious situation.
Okay.
How about Loretto?
I'd like to check in with Olga Manario and see if she's got a handle on anything from her perspective in the
It's in the wild
the
faction.
Einsoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause,
Very good.
I'm not feeling like I'm getting confident answers out of other people right now.
I can see that.
So, and she's my hookup that I owe debt to anyway for some gear. She keeps me equipment supplied. So, nice. I'll take that. 12.
Okay. Olga, very upset, very worried, and she is ready for war.
Ooh, okay.
So because you come to her, she'll give you maybe some more high-powered weapons. If you have any ideas, maybe she give you some grenades.
Something goes boom would be nice to add to there.
Yeah, some explosives, dynamite. Whatever you need in that department, she will get to you. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Olga.
And then, yeah, you'll kind of meet her actually as this mission begins. How about Piotr? What's he looking into?
For Piotr, I think I will be rolling wild, if that is what the Mountain Spirits faction is.
I would say so.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Spirits
deepen
of the
my...
land.
Yes, trying to deepen my connection with Mountain Spirit, because for some reason, Belial seems to be very angry at the moment. And I don't know why. Must be something going on somewhere else, I don't know. So,
Alright, let's see what we do with wilds.
that is a 8. Once again.
Alright. I would say you spend some time communing with the mountain spirit. You learn that you're going to have to make a decision at some point. Right now, Belial's keeping you going, and the mountain spirit is kind of like it's riding shotgun. But it wants the driver's seat. However, there can only be one.
Of course, it's Piotr. I'm soul and body. This is my body.
Well, you got to decide. Do you want Belial, who is keeping that soul and body going, or do you want the Brock Inspector to be the one that's powering you?
That's a really tough decision.
Yeah, decision, a tough one, but one that you got to make. We'll talk about what that would mean gameplay wise. It could be just story, cosmetic, or it could be like switching to a new playbook of some kind. Maybe. Well, we'll think about it. I can see a few possibilities.
Somewhere down the line, Piotr might not be Piotr anymore.
Interesting. One of the great things about Generation Shadows, you have characters mixing it up, changing, coming back in all kinds of weird ways. But let's begin our story. So we're gonna start.
I apologize. Can I use my
move? Special move. Yeah, of course.
And that's just we're gonna go with Merle just to find a secret that they'd rather keep buried.
Whoa.
Put you on the spot there, Patrick.
So you're trying to get a secret out of me?
Yep.
I have a sanctum. A hiding place. A lair, if you will. That I keep very hidden. For a very good reason. Haven't used it in a very long time. Mainly because this life has... took me 20 years to figure out the dragon, so... about 20 years old at this point. But it kind of moves around and it's linked to wherever I reappear.
Cool.
So...
Interesting.
Yes, it's got magical warriors, magical booby traps, a scattering of old relics, and a extremely knowledgeable assistant, which I'm working on that right now.
Oh, and we should also say, good friend Nick, who plays our resident psychic, Mr. Weiss, Kurt, sadly cannot be joining us. He should be there for the finale next week, so happy to have him back.
We'll see him then.
Yes, but it's okay. And I just want to say that the reason why is because poor Kurt Weiss is on the run.
Yikes.
Yeah, the Gestapo has officially put out a warrant for his arrest. You know, an APB, because he got on the SS, the Witch Division's shit list. Not a good place to be. So he's in the wind as they're pounding down doors looking for him.
This is something we were aware of.
Well, you're definitely made aware of this,
Okay.
as you go to a meeting at the apartment of the Ionescu twins.
Okay.
So Ignaz and Ilsa welcome you in their very nicely appointed Art Deco pad. Gad Beck is there, the young leader of Ein Sof, and Olga Benario, who you guys have met before. Well, some of you haven't. Who is a very intense young woman who's wearing a kind of sheepskin lined vest and trousers, and is clearly carrying some armaments on her. In fact, and she's feeding bullets into a pistol as she's talking to you guys. So they gather around. You're looking out over Berlin. Already, the signs of the crackdown have vanished. The Nazis are making the whole city spiffy and shiny for all those foreign dignitaries and athletes coming over for the Olympics. So it looks like a new town, scrubbed clean of everything they don't want to show to the world. So Beck kind of beckons you all a little closer. Beck beckons. I'm a regular wordsmith. And he's like, I think you guys know who's behind all of this. think you met him, Miss Batang.
Oh, well, if it's that gentleman, I have no doubt. He is, must be behind many things with all the knowledge that he has.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Franz Trapp.
Mr. Trapp, yes.
Mm-hmm. The one behind the SS Witch Division. In fact, he's looking pretty nervous. I got some bad news. Dizzy Izzy was taken.
Bad luck for us.
I know, they got him.
How?
He was in a body. They captured the body most likely and put some wardings on him.
But he is close. Can he just leave body?
No, if they put wardings on him and trapped him in there.
Eh.
I mean, a golem under somebody else's control as powerful as Dizzy Izzy does not sound like fun.
I know. I wouldn't think it
Am I
was
hearing the same-
possible.
I don't know. Am I hearing this in or no?
I think we're all at this.
We're all
Yes,
the same?
everybody's
making
been
sure.
tied to this.
Just
You are-
double checking.
you are
just
all
like my
here.
heart.
Don't
Hold on, I
worry.
may have missed something in case I wasn't in the scene.
No, you're all on the scene.
Don't worry, man. You're here. We're friends. We're not
Thanks.
friends, right?
Yeah, no, we're definitely friends. We're very much friends. Not
Okay.
worry.
If I ever point a gun at anyone, just know I'm not actually going to shoot you. The spirit might, but not me.
But now which
No.
spear are we talking about? The one that do you got the mountain one or the other one you've been dealing with?
Yes.
Supposed to know.
You have 2
Good
spirits
to
in you.
know. He's technically got 3 if you count his own soul, but it's weird.
We don't have time for this.
We always have time for this.
Beck's like, and it's all because of this. And actually, Merle,
Yes.
I don't know if the Grail would be there because you had the Grail last. What have you done with it?
The Grail is in my hiding spot. My
Oh,
sanctum.
okay. So the Grail's not.
It is protected.
Right. Okay.
And he would know exactly where it's at, probably because he surprised me, and I'm like, well, you might as well
Well,
come in.
You were taking the Atlantean Grail. I had to follow that.
No, I get it. I completely understand. But at least now you know where it's at. So we're not the only. So I'm not the only person who knows where it's at. So I can't just scarp her away.
Well,
Always
and
gets
we're
back
still
up.
we're still fine because they say the only way you can keep a secret is if secret between 2 people if one of them is dead. So we're still technically.
I'm not sure that's how the saying goes, to be honest.
Yes.
I thought it was 3 people.
It's no longer a secret at that point.
Yeah.
That's not even the saying.
Well, Beck says. So, you know where the Grail is?
Yeah, I got it hidden.
Okay. Well, that's what Trapp wants. He's gotten in touch with me. He wants to make an exchange. A meeting. There's a place called the House of Vaterland. You might know it. It's this bustling selection of restaurants, a huge indoor dining area, a theme park almost, right in the heart of Berlin. So that's where he wants to meet. It's in public, so it should be safe, but you never know. And for Dizzy Izzy, he wants to make a deal.
I believe he's doing it in public. It doesn't matter. He thinks he has the upper hand.
I mean, they can still have snipers in buildings. This is their country now.
Benario says, I have a solution. You could shoot him, find the snipers, shoot them, make them tell you where Dizzy Izzy is, find him, shoot whoever's keeping him captive, and then, ta-da, he's free, hooray.
So we go in, kill everyone, take back disease.
Ilsa's like, no! No. Olga here, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She likes to play spy. She has friends in the East, in the Soviet Union, but we do not. We don't have the power or the resources to wage a war against the Gestapo, the SS, and the Nazis.
Soviet Union. Oh, I heard of this. That's what they call Russia now.
Olga's like,
Yeah.
that's what is Russia now.
I've been
What do
gone
you think
for-
the R stands for?
I've been gone for a long time. I haven't even visited the motherland until just recently.
Good luck getting there now.
Eesh.
Olga's like, well, we should talk.
Ooh.
Ilsa's like, yes, but make it later. You can have all your fun communist back and forth. We have an important friend to rescue. So, will you go to the House of Vaterland and meet with Trapp and keep it simple and no bloodshed, at least for now?
But
Yeah, sure.
We will try, at least. Make a good effort.
Okay, Beck says, thank you, I appreciate it.
What is it that we're trying to walk away with again?
Well, right now, just go to the House of Waterland and hear out Trap.
What's he doing?
I know, I don't either, but I don't know if there's any negotiating with him. But Dizzy Izzy, he's someone who made a lot of mistakes when he was alive, and he's worked really hard to correct them, so I don't want him to fall into the hands of the Nazis. If they want to make a deal, it's our way to rescue him. It might be his only chance.
Yeah, well,
I hate this. I do not want to give the chalice up. That's the last thing I want to do right now.
And
Well-
we are agreed. Mountain Spirit does not want Chalice to fall into the wrong hands.
Now, what's the chance we could bait and switch them?
I wouldn't have anything that would be able to do that, but I would support anything that keeps it out of the hands of anyone but us. Or especially someone like you who knows what it is. I have no idea how to use that.
Yeah, I think of all of you, maximally, you might have the best chance of knowing what this is. And I believe you did sort of a investigative place of power on it last time. We got you some idea.
I think that's what revealed that it was of Atlantean
Yes.
origins. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
All right. Well, yeah. So that's definitely something. So you're probably the one who knows the most about this mysterious artifact. We could cut it.
Was anybody there who saw it?
Actually, I mean everybody
From the
here.
traps? From the traps that we know of.
Oh yes, from Trap's.
From Trap's
like,
party. I mean, I know everybody was in mask, but
well,
even something the chalices wouldn't be hard to replicate. I mean, just draw the same little symbols on something else that looks similar.
okay. Are they gonna make it a decoy?
I like the idea.
It's not bad plan.
Could be a possibility.
We'll put it in a chest, keep it kind of at the back behind us so that they only have to see from a distance.
Plus, I read and write the language, so I can
Also real convenient.
Also inscribe the same inscriptions. Obviously, it won't have any effect because I'm not a magician.
Just gonna say,
An artist is on the run somewhere.
will the look of it be enough? Would anyone be able to sense?
Well, it's not like constantly glowing or anything, right? It's just kind of.
No, just like a marble
Well then,
Grecian urn
by
kind of
all
thing.
means, give it a shot.
Okay, so someone's gonna have to make a roll to make this decoy. I can see it being let it out, or maybe mislead, distract, or trick because you are building a decoy. This ended up happening in our last in our one shot as well as
Did it
our
really?
and it worked out.
It didn't work
It
out.
didn't work out at all. I recall.
It was a one shot. It's not supposed to work out.
Roll with mind, huh?
Yeah, because you're like
Or-
building a.
I
What
don't
faction
think
are you?
I don't think that's gonna be any better.
I
well,
mean, someone could assist because you're building it together as well.
Yeah.
It's mislead, distract, or trick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's roll with mind. So mind
Yes.
is 0.
Okay, you could do a let
So
it
it's
out
gonna
as
be
well
a straight roll.
because you're.
Let it out is roll with spirit, and that's a -1. So
All right. Well, that may be the best bad option.
I think I'm gonna go with the just straight.
No worries, comrade. I shall help you.
Hey, it'll either work or it won't.
Nice.
So that's a 7.
Does he really need the help?
You can't.
No, you can't really.
Yeah,
It
it
won't
would really work.
You got it, but you've got it just a lesser degree.
Maybe, hey, you know, if it's enough to fool him for half a second,
If it's enough for them to let go
if
of
it's
him,
passable, you know,
Success.
All right. Are you guys making
I don't
any
know, something's a
other
little off.
any other preparations? Yeah. It's like
Feels alright. Same material.
before you head to the House of Otterland for at least the instructions on how to make the transfer.
Has enough time passed to heal the harm that we took last?
Oh yeah, it's like 2 weeks. So yeah.
I mean, there's the option. I have an SS officer uniform. Also with the dagger that was been
Very
gifted by
high-level
Himmler.
stuff,
Himmler.
yeah.
Oh, of
Like
course,
you're
the classic.
pretty
No,
great.
I am air
No, I
trap.
wasn't thinking of that.
You're not Franz Trap. I am. Arrest this imposter.
Real funny. I love the idea now that you're saying it. That was not my idea. My idea was actually that we that someone who is passable in German could, I don't know, sneak in find out where they're keeping him in case this all goes, in case it's a trap and he's not actually there, so we can, at least circle back and grab him.
Our Oracle is not here.
I know, which is...
Yeah,
I know.
The one guy. Well, Maximilian has been.
Maximilian.
I mean, he's been in there for like a couple decades. He probably speaks
Past.
German like a native.
Yes.
We just need to find out where he might be.
It's just those uniforms. They're so.
I know they are made
Yeah.
they are made by Hugo Boss though.
Oh man.
Well, if
I mean, that's real though.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and
Wasn't a
Volkswagen,
joke.
like all these great German companies collaborated with the Nazis.
Who would have
Woohoo,
thought?
Yeah.
BMW made planes for World War One.
B&W too.
Yeah, that's what they're
Dude,
Oh, I know.
Bavarian. It's
Their symbol is the propeller.
yeah.
Yeah.
And some Bavarian
IBM
flag.
made like the machines that helped in like the Holocaust. Like it's a whole.
Yeah.
I
There's a
know.
lot there. There's a lot to
Faber.
unpack when it comes
Yes.
to German-made
I
things
know.
in the 1940s.
Terrible. So maybe Hugo Boss got off easy.
Surprisingly, yes.
All right. Well,
Nobody
have.
Nobody remembers that.
You got the uniform. I suppose it can be. We can say it's in your size. Is there any? I don't know, Maximilian. How do you want to like deploy this, or do you want to like kind of hold on? Maybe we can do it as a flashback if we need to.
I'll try to see what the best. If I can throw in a faction move here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe hit the streets wearing said uniform to see if I can pass for it.
Okay.
And depending on that, we'll see on his confidence.
Right. See what
In
information
moving
you pick
forward
up.
with that
Yeah.
plan.
That's cool.
Should I since I'm giving him the uniform?
What's that?
Should I assist since I'm giving him the
Yeah,
uniform?
that's a good idea.
Not
And
for
I'm
me.
just rolling with sevens today.
Not for me.
But that
These
is.
dice go away.
So it's with mortality.
So that would be an 8.
Hmm.
Yeah. He had nothing for me,
Okay.
which would have been
That's
nice,
still,
'cause I
a,
would've
it's
got
still
you
a.
Yeah. So it's partial.
It's still a partial success.
I would say you can probably fool like the average, grunt, the average brown shirt, or like normal soldier, but probably other SS
Well-
men aren't going to be fooled for that long.
That's okay. As long as he can make it passable to walk by the grunts without having them ask questions, that'll give Max enough confidence to move forward with that plan.
Okay. I would say it definitely works. Like they know not to.
Even if it's just the uniform, they're not questioning.
Exactly. Yeah. They know not to like give a side eye to an SS guy. Okay. So we'll cut ahead a bit. We'll say to the House Vaterland. This is a huge like indoor restaurant area where there's like tons of different restaurants scattered around, each representing a different part of the world. They got like an American Old West saloon. They have like a cool Japanese tea garden. They have like a Rhineland wine terrace with an actual indoor waterfall and storm. It's a whole. They have all kinds of like cuisine from around the world set up around this amazing area. So in like one of the central parts of the Vaterland, this indoor beer garden, you guys see Hans Trapp himself, wearing his usual Gestapo black leather trench coat, just sitting down, untouched beer in front of him. It's the place is packed. It's the lunch rush, but he's like just standing there, just kind of watching.
The place is full of innocent civilians.
Oh,
that
yeah.
we know of.
Yeah, hard to make out
I
everything.
don't think these people really care about innocent civilians.
There's like 5 bands going on. You got like glockenspiels and like Old West guitaring.
It's a cacophony.
Oh yeah, and
Hard to
the fake storm is going on in the Rhineland wine terrace. It's a regular. It's like the Rainforest Cafe of Old Berlin.
Yikes. Well,
No other obvious signs of anything else besides him sitting there, or he's clearly just guarded all around the whole place.
can I
Let's see.
investigate a place of power?
'Cause we're
Yeah.
clearly walking in. Yeah, that's what I was about
Yes.
to say.
Yeah.
We're clearly
Someone
walking
else
in.
wanna go
Investigate
with us?
might do this to kind of give the world. Give the place another look here.
Is somebody assisting me or is somebody else rolling as well?
I was trying to look around while you were.
I was also gonna look around.
I'm always looking for exits and sentries.
Okay.
A 7.
All right. You can just kind of scanning around. You can see there are a few other like black-clad, uniformed Gestapo men stationed around the area. As far as you can see.
Like bodyguards, or more like trying to be as inconspicuous as black-clad Gestapo people can be.
They're not hiding. Like, I mean, people
Okay.
are giving them kind of a wide berth. They're just sort of like there to, make sure everything goes smoothly. But they're not like being super suspicious about it.
I love this.
Okay, so
Yeah. I'll walk
Loretta's sitting down. Piotr, Maximilian, Merle, you guys joining him?
I'm gonna sit down next to where the beer is and just take a sip. Like, thanks for the beer.
You drank his beer?
Hell yeah, dude! Power move.
I was just about
man.
to say.
I power move this.
Okay.
Just sit down. Well, thanks for the beer. Start
Maximilian,
drinking.
Piotr, you joining him there?
Yeah, there's no way I can hide in this space. Giant Russian guy as I am.
And is one of you guys bringing the decoy Grail?
Well, I'm assuming.
Or
he's
Merle's
given
got
to
it?
Merle already, yeah.
So I probably have it in a container.
Right.
If he's already in
Big
the
satchel.
in the SS uniform, then his first thing is going to go off
Oh,
towards
right.
the guys in black that are not exactly hiding, but not exactly standing out.
Okay.
He'll go chat with them.
All right, so we'll come back to that in a second. So, you three sit down and join Trap. After you drink his beer, he's like, I don't believe we've met before. You're American?
I am Merle von Worm.
Well, your poor manners rather gave that away.
Wow, I apologize. I put the beer down.
Thank you.
Did not mean to drink your beer. I thought
Donka
you were being
Sean.
being a very hospitable host, getting us beers. But I should have realized that there was only one beer. But then again, I am, the son of a wealthy oil baron in Texas. I mean, come on, you must know exactly who I am.
Well, Mr. Merle, let's just say I didn't invite you here to drink beer. And of course, I know Fraulein Loretta.
Yes. So good to see you again. Was the beer any good, by the way?
Beer is passable. Better than American beer, I'll tell you that.
Piotr, do you have an...
Invite us to a pass.
Is that your name? Piotr Irvin?
Piotr, yes.
Better than American.
Do you have any
Sounds
comments
good
on my
British.
beer you wish to share?
Not exactly. I did not drink beer. If you want me to drink beer,
No, don't drink don't drink any more beer.
I should totally just let it go. Here, take some.
No.
If you come back.
He's starting to fume.
Froze.
Good, we're trying to get him off guard.
It's no Holland vodka or anything. It's German beer. It's passable. You would say.
You were the lover
I love German beer.
of
by
Frau
the way.
I love
Apfelbaum.
German beer too.
Unfortunately. I can say that now. I can admit it. Unfortunately.
Did she die?
No, if she had died, I would have known.
She is in a state somewhere between life and death. If you would like to see her, it can be arranged. She has become an enemy of the state. She was attempting to use the power of the Nationalist Socialist Party to her own ends. And she will be punished for her presumption. Someone else that perhaps will be punished is a ghost, a Dybbuk, to use the gutter Jewish term for the spirit. Dizzy Izzy is, I believe, what he is called by his fellow rats.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
His name would be a good idea.
It's not polite to call people rats, you know.
He gives you like a death glare.
It's okay, I'm already dead.
Ooh, yikes.
Somebody
Somebody must feel quite foolish of themselves at this point.
Well, if you want to see Dizzy Izzy again, I need the Grail. Did you bring it?
Of course, I jingled the satchel. It's right here.
But I trust you are not foolish enough to expect that I would bring Dizzy Izzy here.
No, I would expect not, but at least give us a location. We'll hand over this, and even if I win Frau Applepine or whatever her fucker name is.
Frau Apple Pie.
Elizabeth is her name.
Elizabeth Appleflower, sorry.
Well, very good, very good. He stands up. If you'll follow me, we have an automobile outside, and I will take you and the Grail to actually a film studio outside of town, Babelstadt. You might have seen some of our pictures. Our good friend Julius Stryker is shooting one of his little propaganda efforts there. A script by Goebbels himself.
Harry Streaker, yeah.
Oh, joy.
Yes. Bathory and Dizzy Izzy might have some starring roles. Maybe you will as well.
I certainly hope not, because I have a feeling that starring roles is a bad thing.
Well,
Just how you said that, and how you have them captured and said that you're enemies of the state. So let's not be starring roles. Let's make sure that all of us come at this with no names in the credits, if you catch my drift.
We're not looking
I would like to have a uncredited role of not being in the fucking film.
your charming American manners are, as always, windows into your lovely personality. Now, if you'll follow me.
I guess we got it at this point.
We have more. There's no one else.
I just kind of sort of scratch my head, look up and around, and keep going. Yeah.
Okay, we didn't talk about prior signals, so I don't know what that means.
Nope, means nothing.
Okay, so he leads you guys out back, and there's like kind of a sort of,
Just
a
want to see if anyone else leaves. That's pretty much.
all right.
Oh, good call.
Maybe a few guards are sliding after you. He's got kind of a little motor pool outside. Nice limousine that'll spirit you away. Meanwhile, what is Maximilian doing?
He'll walk up to the first crowd of guards that he sees, comes up and just like, guys, I overslept in German.
Oh man!
Where do I need to be?
Whoa.
I'm supposed to be guarding the package.
Coming this Saturday, the sleepy Nazis.
The drowsy Nazi, let's be honest.
Oh man, the drowsy Nazi.
Just tell me what
People
just tell me
right
what we
there.
need, and I'll get to where I'm supposed to be. But just don't tell anybody. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble either for telling me. So maybe I know they burned a lot of clubs, but I got access to some other ones. I can get you tickets in there, and we can just put us all in the hush hush and just point me in the right direction, guys.
Yeah, they're like staring
So
at each other.
he's gonna just
any...
totally try to persuade them to,
All right.
with the promises of club entry.
I can see we're going for a persuade.
Yeah.
All
Even
right.
Nazis love cabaret.
Oh, absolutely.
Might
All
as well try.
right, let's see what happens.
I am just rolling sevens all day.
It's better than
So
rolling out that
that is with persuade is with heart. So that would make it an 8.
Heart.
But for me, since I am irresistible, any 7 through 9 is treated as a 10+.
Excellent. Okay.
As long as I'm using promises or seduction. And since I
Ooh.
don't think I can seduce 2 Nazis, because he's not that good looking. Maybe he is. But
You never know.
anyway,
You can always
you never
try.
the promises of future debt.
All right,
Future,
so I will say
enjoyment.
Of future enjoyment, yes.
yes. Well, it works.
Not dead. Don't get
I will
into
say
that.
our one of the Gestapo lieutenants you're talking to. We'll say his name is Wolfgang. He's like, tickets to the clubs, you say? Oh well. In that case, don't worry, mein Kamerad. There's no trouble at all. We have to pick up the werewolf and bring him to the film studio. It's not a very not the best assignment, but it has to be done. I'll be honest with you, Herr Curtin is a frightening man. So they lead you and they go into their own car and bringing you along. You going with them?
Sure.
Okay. They cruise over across the way from the House of Otterland and pick up another individual who, I'm trying to remember, who was the one who actually saw the Scissor Man? Okay, so you would recognize this guy, but you're not there.
Mm-hmm.
So this weird sort of almost shabby looking guy with like average mustache, pretty unremarkable, so he could be a door-to-door salesman. Guy you wouldn't look twice at, but there is something off about him. He's kind of twitchy a little bit, and he gives you he's looking at you like you're just a delicious string of sausages in a butcher window. As he slides in right next to you.
Can I put a face to a name with him?
Yeah. He's wearing a big overcoat.
And which one is that?
He's with
Tells me
mortality.
It doesn't matter.
You're all low.
He's with mortality. Well, that's still a
That's a 6.
that's a 6.
All
a hard
well,
no.
I don't think it's gonna do it. Unfortunately, your friends aren't around to help you.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, no.
Yep. It's
Well,
not
what-
like I'm useful in mortality.
Okay.
And plus, that's the only thing I already have marked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're just like, Curtin, you're all prepared? Yes, it's that guy. I know. You
I know
who this-
exactly what this
You know
is.
who this human monster man is.
Yeah. Fucking curtain.
And he's like says nothing. They start driving off, and then he's just sort of mumbling to himself, like, the door flew open and in he ran, the tall, long-legged scissor man. Just kind of mumbling that classic, terrifying German nursery rhyme to himself over and over again.
If you need to calm nerves, comrade.
We're not
it's a
there.
good way.
Yeah, this is just these guys.
This is just him.
And so, just to set they're in their own car, and I'm in the back with him, or I'm in the front with the other two.
You're in the back with Curtin. He sits right next to you.
He uncomfortably close to you.
Yes, uncomfortably
He is, right.
close. Just saying
The
these
whole other
weird
side of the
nursery rhymes over
right
and over
into
again.
your
You're-
ear.
Yeah. You're cruising over.
Just,
No wonder this guy makes even the Gestapo a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, for aficionados of serial killers will recognize the
Oh, yeah.
werewolf of Dusseldorf.
I thought it was the vampire of Dusseldorf.
Right, yes, sorry. It was the werewolf of...
Oh, what city was it?
It was another one.
Yeah, I know you're talking about as well.
I know, there's all kinds of horrific serial killers.
Yeah.
Last podcast on the left did a great...
On Peter Kurt, yeah.
Yes, 2 or 3 parts series about Peter Curtin. Yeah, very good stuff. So, you're cruising along. Your car is actually kind of behind their limousine, which heads a little bit to the outskirts of Berlin, kind of more countryside, and goes into the Babelstadt Film Studio. This is a place where, back in the day, UFA was doing all kinds of great movies. Your Nosferatus, your Metropolises, Metropoli, all kinds of those wonderful films. But now it is definitely cranking out that Nazi propaganda.
Yep.
Right now the place is pretty empty. The cars slide to a halt. Your car is like holding back a little bit. But we'll cut ahead to Hans Trapp leading Merle, Loretta, and Piotr inside. So he brings you down. He's like, this latest masterpiece that Air Striker is working on is called The Vampire Jew. Some sort of, well, let's just say he's not exactly subtle when it comes to making his messages. But then again, what use is subtlety in our work, eh?
So by that
Valid
means,
point.
does the movie even need to be made?
Well, you have to give the choir something to sing, I
Yeah, it's all
suppose.
propaganda. Of course it's got to be made.
Our American friend knows just what to say.
I mean, it's commonplace. Propaganda's all over the place in America.
You see? Probably Loretta, maybe I was wrong about our friend Merle here. Perhaps you should...
Oh, darn.
Perhaps you should seek to imitate his knowledge of the situation.
I'll let him be the knowledgeable one here.
Well, here's somebody else
One
that...
mind.
Here's somebody else that I think you already know. And as he turns around the corner, you see Graf Gerhard von Gotthelf Grist, the guy who is leading the Nachtjägers. This poor, what's the word? I was going to say disemboweled, but that doesn't make... No.
He's just
One-eyed, one-armed, yeah.
Mutilated.
Mutilated, yes.
That's
Veteran of the Great War, who is... He's still wearing his... his finery, his uniform, all his medals, his old, the Prussian-style neatness is still there. But he looks deflated and defeated. And he takes a big look at you, Loretta, and you can tell he looks like almost guilty, like something is definitely weighing on his conscience.
Yeah, my curiosity is, what is he doing here? Especially in his current state.
It's a trap.
We know it's...
I know. I'm just like,
Franz,
That's his name. You're
yeah,
it's very accurate.
it's a trap. Okay, yeah.
But,
Is this the guy from the hills from Sound of Music? On Trap Family?
He's just Trapp, not Von Trapp.
That's true.
Also, they were Austrian.
Yeah.
And they
I have to be honest, there were a lot of Nazis in Austria.
Oh, totally.
They welcomed them with open arms.
I know. Hitler himself was Austrian, I think.
Yep.
Also, the Von Trapps were anti-Nazis who escaped them. Yeah, that was the whole...
That's true.
I'm trying to think back to my Great Santa music stuff. This is like our second musical.
I know, right?
I know, just all music.
This is a musical episode. We're in a theater.
Yes.
Talking about all this stuff.
We got to get Fiddler on the Roof in there somehow. So, Von Gotha und Grist, like, he sort of can't meet your eye as Trapp and some of his guards are rushing ahead, and they, like, open the big doors into the sound stage where they're making the movie.
My head's on a swivel, for sure.
Yeah, he walks along with you.
Okay.
And he's like, Fräulein Bretagne, you've been out of touch with the Nachtjägers.
Well, I can't say it's been for bad reasons. I just felt that I needed to get some distance and information elsewhere. My time and me being here is being questioned constantly. What is going on? And I can tell that you have something you have to say.
He's like, I consider myself a proud man. Or at least I did. But I am a patriot. I stand with my country. And I stand against the monsters that would bring it down. The national...
What's changed? What's changed?
I have come to a realization. The National Socialists are the key to purging Germany of all monsters. And as you can see, they're about to do so right now. And as he points ahead, you can see the set for Der Vampire Juden it's set up like sort of like a weird gothic castle kind of thing, but all fake and kind of chintzy.
They reused the set from Nosferatu.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh
Just
yes.
Slightly modified, slightly repainted. I mean, It's black and white, but still.
Yeah. So it's all sort of, and in the middle of this, there's like kind of a camera set up. Stryker is like just yelling and abusing the film crew.
Understandably so.
Naturally a tyrant at the set. But what is being
Natural
shown?
born director.
Yes. First of all, you've got Miss Elizabeth Bathory. Piotr, you see this. Poor Frau Appelbaum has certainly looked better. She is like strapped down to sort of an operating table kind of thing. And after she was crushed by a giant stone and then taken prisoner by the SS, she is like all the sort of energy that was holding her weird half plant, half vampire form together has started to fall apart. So she's very emaciated, almost like twigs and roots and dust. Just not a pretty sight at all. So she's over there on this operating table. Next to her, set up on a bench, inside a wine bottle that is with a cork on it, with some occult symbols written around the glass. You guys can see Dizzy Izzy, this glow of the Dybbuk, kind of a silvery haze trapped inside.
Is his suit of armor, his golem, anywhere nearby?
No,
Okay.
just the spirit. Yeah. So Von Grist says, like, look at it. 2 monsters, one of whom has been a nightmare for Central Europe for generations, the legendary Elizabeth Bathory. The other, a ghost. In all my years with the Nachtjägers, we haven't had a success that the Nazis pulled off in a day. We need to work with them to keep our country strong, to make sure we will not be defeated like I was in the battlefields of the Great War. And I want you're a foreigner, Loretta, but you can see the way the world is going. I wish for you to stand with us and stand with the Nachtjägers.
I do look for success and hope for it always, for every nation. But isn't it kind of odd how they are capable of doing such tremendous feats in such short amount of time. I find it quite odd. Something must be behind it. And do you really think they're going to share the complete end goal with you? As it's clear as day?
Trap is like, of course we will. As long as he does his part. And there will be great rewards for you and for all of you if you choose to play along as well. For instance, the Grail. Let's have it. If you wish, and he picks up the bottle. I am a man of my word.
Pull the satchel off. We'll switch at the same time.
All right, very good. So,
Put the slightly put like just I'll put my hand out flat, like put the bottleneck right there, and then I dingle that in front of him, just like grab onto it, and we'll switch. We'll do a quick switch.
quick switch, eh?
I mean, we're trading prisoners. Prisoner, yeah.
He
Can't
takes.
get done fast, no pomp and circumstance.
He like looks over and takes a look at the Grail.
It's in a bag still.
Okay, he's like, I want to see it.
I show him the Grail.
Okay, he's looking down at it. You can tell, like, his wheels of his mind are working. It's probably standing up to some scrutiny, but you're not totally sure if he's buying it or not. However, at this moment, something else is going to happen. Maximilian. So right now, the Gestapo guys get out and they let out...
I just have one quick question.
Yeah, of course.
While we're driving there, would you say that the the driver and the guy in front, they have a lot of like fear and kind of stuff just because of the guy that they're driving around?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, he's a scary individual.
Because if that's the case, right as we're pulling up, he will reach forward and grab each of them just on the sides and feed off of that emotion right as we're pulling up. Because honestly, he doesn't care what happens to these two. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean...
He just wants to. He knows something's about to happen, and he wants to be fully.
All right,
fully
no,
fine.
I mean, these guys are like Nazi scum. Use them as batteries. You know?
So for that,
Use of his battery.
Drain them.
that is going to be a 9.
Like really bad quality AAA.
So for that, I choose
Oh, man.
2
Nazi
things.
batteries. Ugh.
So since I don't have I can choose 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
So the things I'll choose are that I learn a secret about them, and I get a +1 going forward. So I do not choose they don't die. So I'll leave that one up to you.
Okay. So I will say
So I learn a secret about each of them,
yes.
and I take +1 going forward
Okay.
if they survive being drained.
All right. I mean, I'll say like you
Yeah.
take so much, they're just like zapped into unconsciousness. Maybe they'll get out of these comas, maybe not, but they're totally out of it.
So they don't stop the car, is what you're saying.
I thought you said this is like just as they
right as we're pulling up. So
Oh man.
right as we're pulling up.
All right. Yeah, they're unconscious. The car smashes into like the side of the building.
I think that's the sound.
Yeah.
That was the cue.
That's the cue. So look back to what happened. This is like just as
Same time.
as Trap. Yeah, like as Trap is looking inside. Here's the secret that you learn. I'll just say there's one because like they both kind of share the same secret. This is indeed a trap, and the vampire of Dusseldorf, Peter Curtin, aka the Scissor Man, is a key part of it.
The guy riding.
Yes.
Okay.
He's like the door of the trap. He's supposed to be, the variable, the ace up the sleeve thing that they're not prepared for, that comes in and traps them here. Because he was kind of expecting that, like, you weren't going to give him the real Grail, so his goal is to try and capture at least some of you and figure out where the Grail is that way. We have ways of making you talk, of course.
Yeah.
So, as the car rushes to an end, the Scissor Man is not going to like this. He comes out of his hand comes out of his coat with a nasty, big old set of scissors. I would like you to roll a keep your cool to see how you handle as he tries to, like, just plunge them into your throat, your head area.
Well, with that is keep it cool,
Mhm.
and I roll with blood instead of spirit, so that will be a 8.
Nice.
Unless you want to count that, well, it's still going to be the same, even if it was a 9, because the +1 going forward from the other two, but
Okay.
it's still 7 and 9.
Right. Okay, so I'll give you a choice here.
Sure.
You can either take 1 level of harm, which would be impaled by scissors, and the scissors will just be stuck in you, and then you fall out of the car and you're free to be mobile. Or the scissors don't get that much flesh, so you don't get the harm, but you are pinned to the back of the car and trapped in the car. So what do you think would be what option would you choose?
Well, I will go with. Let me see. With the pinning me, would I be able to use and escape the situation for that as well? Or-
You would have to, but we'd have to.
But that would be the next.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then he will just be pinned to the car. Let me say that he, with his sword cane, not so much out of the cane, he was unable to deflect just enough to get him. This darn SS uniform got me stuck.
I know.
If it had been my elegant clothing, it would have just gone right through it.
Yeah, because it's
But
made of
this
paper.
leather is a little more hardy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trapped in the car. Scissor Man kicks the door open and rolls out, and he sort of he extends his hands, and sort of in a delayed image, these reflections of him start emerging. So once again, he's duplicating himself to make this weird Scissor
And
Man
when he
army.
duplicates, does he look like the Scissor Man now?
Well, I would say he's each of the duplicates has again the kind of ski mask, balaclava hiding their features.
Wow. So he's like, you.
Yeah, he figures it out, I think. And this mysterious serial killer was the one behind those Scissor Man attacks, who has some occult powers to himself. And they start charging in to help. So, let's talk about what's going on inside. There is, so a car smashing into the wall upsets everybody. I'm going to say Stryker loses his cool first.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, he never had any cool to begin with. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say Julius Stryker sucks. I know, coming in strong against him.
As one should.
Yes, we're gonna roll initiative, so to speak, in a second or two. But first, I'm gonna say he's gonna lash out with his whip and hit. I'm trying to think probably the closest. Maybe let's say Loretta. He would go for. So Loretta, why don't you really keep your cool?
5. Yeah, no spirit.
Okay,
Ooh,
not
buddy.
very good.
No.
I'm going to say you're going to take 1 level of faint harm, and you're going to be constricted. He gets the rope around your neck, and he's just tugging you back. So.
She might like that.
Really? She likes some fun, kind of nice
Well then,
some choking action. All right, well.
we have learned something today.
There's a might in there. Might.
Okay, so everybody, roll.
Roll a
Keep it cool.
roll a d20.
We'll have you go with this too, Maximilian, just so I can know when to check in. Check in back on you.
Since we're going into battle, can I
That
use
roll.
this vigilante move?
Yes.
Like,
Should have murdered
just
somebody.
well, yes, that is what I do. 10. I have 3 hold.
Okay.
You murdered
Awesome.
3 people.
Did anybody get above 12 for the keep your cool?
Yeah, I did. 13.
And what'd you get, Loretta?
Same. 12.
Okay.
No, wait, I got 12.
Okay, so it's gonna be Merle,
It wasn't even the highest I could rocket high. This was 15.
No, I got
Loretta. What did you get,
13.
Maximilian?
I got 13.
I believe I got a 9.
I got an 11.
Okay,
So
so
to keep you cool.
yes, so I'll have Maximilian last, and then before him, Piotr. I realized we might even have to do this because we only got the 4 of you guys.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm in the habit of it
vigilante
now.
move as well,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
which will be with blood. So unfortunately makes that an 8. So I hold 2.
Dude, vigilante's fun.
Just,
I will
just
have-
drop kick this Scissor Man.
I'll have the baddies go at the end there. Okay, so Merle, you're doing this. Stryker has just looped a whip around your friend's neck. You can see Trap is going for his sidearm just he's realizing something up. Like the negotiations have failed. There's definitely bloodshed now.
Just fire breath right in front of onto Trap.
Whoa! All right.
Hopefully, actually, I don't want to do damage. I don't want to use my Drake ability. I want to try to catch him on fire enough and to frighten him that he drops Dizzy Izzy's bottle, and hopefully it shatters.
Okay.
Because if it's just a wine bottle with some script on it, it probably means that the cork is most likely enchanted, not just the entire, or the bottle and the cork are enchanted to keep things in, but not to resist breaking.
Right.
Hopefully. So which should I roll?
I can see it's being leaded out.
Okay. Always good for me. That's a 11.
Whoa. Okay, it works out just like you want to.
Excellent. So I'm going to ignore the corruption because I'm trying not to get any more, at least for now.
At least for now.
At least for now. So I get to choose one on the list.
Yeah,
I'm going to
few of
take
these work.
definite hold of something valuable and exposed, and that's the bottle. I want him to drop it, and either I catch it and smash it, or it smashes on the ground.
Okay. I like you catching and smashing because that's even cooler.
I just huck it, just straight at the ground, try to break it as best I can.
All right. Dizzy Izzy's spirit is free. However, his cowardly old ways
That's fine.
are starting to come back.
It's okay.
He starts freaking out and being like, I don't want this! And starts zooming up into the rafters.
Dizzy, don't do this to us!
I know, he might require some persuasion to get him back into the action.
Yeah.
Loretta, it is your turn.
Okay, so with the whip around my neck, since it's my weapon of choice, I would say that, or hopefully that she would know how to get out of the situation easy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that is
So
true. You're,
what she would
uh,
basically do is take a step or two forward to loosen it and then wrap it around her arm.
Whoa.
So that way the tension's on there and not the neck anymore. And
How do you know so much about whips? Like,
well, usually when it's taut, it's because it's all the way around, right? So
Yeah, like,
it's fully taut. So therefore,
like I
if step
believe you. I'm
forward,
just
it's
like, I'm just impressed. Like, you're...
So Loretta knows how to get out of whips, and
Don't ask.
yes,
Yeah.
I would like to see if I can
That's it.
yank this one out of his hand with that motion.
Okay. I can see this being leaded out because you're like taking definite hold of the whip.
Okay.
I could also see it being escape a situation.
Whichever you think is more viable.
Let's see. Why don't we do escape?
Okay. Trying to get out of the grass, basically.
Yeah, because like a 10 plus would definitely like do that for sure.
That's a 7, so
Okay. You could suffer
Yeah.
harm. You could put up in. Yeah, I think a lot of these could work for this kind of situation we're in. End up in another kind of dangerous situation, another bad spot.
yeah.
Anything important? I'm not sure about being in someone's debt.
No, I'd probably have to suffer another harm because I didn't get the full escape.
Okay.
So you could say like it also like, pulled on my arm and hurt that somehow as well.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that makes sense to me. All right, he might be into Grievous.
Yes, I am.
Who already?
I know the whip situation went bad, but now you have it around your arm and you're like tugging it, and he is you're kind of in a nasty little tug of war with this guy. Okay, Piotr.
He's been silently fuming ever since he saw Elizabeth on that table. So, gonna spend one hold to cross the distance to any character outside of my reach before they can react, which is Elizabeth. I'm just gonna appear right there and just ask her, Elizabeth, what have they done to you?
And she just like her head kind of lolls to the side. And she's like, what I always feared.
What you always feared. You feared that this would happen to all of us.
She thinks for a second. She's like, ever since I was young, I feared death, decay, and I've done everything I could to resist it. And it came for me anyway.
Well, came for me too, but you see how that works. I'm alive, you can be alive too. Tell me you can be alive.
She's like, what I have now, or what I had before, nobody could call that life. Please, my sweet Piotr, take me away from here.
He knows he shouldn't, but he's going. Can I roll keep your cool, see if he actually resists it?
Yeah, okay. I mean, if you think this is gonna like, if he has this decision to make, then yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. If he makes it, it's gonna be no. If he doesn't, yeah. That was a 5. And that's a 2. That's a 9. So partial success.
Okay. Well, I mean, do you think like, I mean, he did kind of break up with her. However, he's in a pretty. I would hope that even your ex, if they were in a situation like this, you would save them. Saving her doesn't mean that you're getting back to the relationship, it just means you're saving her.
No, Elizabeth, I will not go with you. But I can't let you stay here. And he's gonna break her free.
Okay. So you just like snap these chains that are holding her thin body pinned over to the table there, and just like put her into your arms, Bride of the Monster style.
I guess that works.
Okay, Maximilian, what are you doing outside?
Alright.
You're currently nailed to a car.
So I have a question for you. One of the moves that I get with the Vigilante is to also cross the distance to any character outside of my reach. So would you consider all the player characters to be out of my reach?
Yeah, I can see that. So you're like dashing in.
So I'll be using that power to escape, or, well, I guess, shuck out of the jacket and bolt in.
Is it more like a teleport?
It
No, I
just
think
says
it's just like you literally just.
it just says you cross the
strike.
distance. So flavor text, it could be just
Yeah.
poof,
I
bam,
imagine it
bam.
could be teleporting or just like you book it using supernatural speed.
Either way, I think I would
you're
think a
so-
vampire has supernatural speed. So
Yeah. Or you're so fast it looks like you're teleporting.
Yep.
Like an anime.
Flash stash.
that's style.
That's exactly flash stuff. Exactly. I don't know why they justify it that way, but okay.
Well, if we're going for flavor, then he'll crackle with electricity, with lightning electricity, and vanish, and appear next to Loretta.
Ooh, okay, you were there.
And then I will mark corruption and use Nature's Caress as he puts his hand on her forearm, I assume, and heals 2 harm.
Whoa. Alright. 2 harm is gone from Loretta. Very cool. Healed by the vampire. Unfortunately, Maximilian, she was kind of the closest to the door, which means you're even closer to the door. And that means you are in the line of the Scissor Man once again. Peter Curtin comes like right in behind you. Now or one of these doppelgangers charges in, shouting like, "The door flew open, then he ran, the big long-legged Scissor Man." And he takes an axe and tries to swing it right into the back of your head. So, I need you to roll to keep your cool.
Snake eyes.
Ooh, buddy.
Okay. You have...
That's a 4.
I know, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
So it's like The Shining, that one scene, but maybe, I don't know, maybe not as bad because you're a vampire and can just take it. But you are on grievous harm. You can have and the axe is wedged into your shoulder. And totally
Grievous
stuck there.
1 or Grievous 2?
Let's say Grievous 1. Because you're a vampire, this would probably be a killing blow to a mortal.
X2 head.
I mean, I said shoulder, but I like the head too.
Or whatever.
It just stuck in your...
My last injury was to the shoulder.
Okay, axe head.
You smell something?
Does it smell like burnt toast now?
Yes. And the Nature's Caress felt like electricity flowing from his body to yours.
Okay.
I'm going with the theme here.
Also...
Atlantean magic is electric magic. Yeah, but yet they're under the water.
Hey, eels are electric.
They were zapping all their fish down there in the ocean. Also, Atlantis was above ground before it sank. So.
That's true.
Yeah, I remember. I saw this movie called Aquaman, where this documentary called Aquaman describes it all.
Very informative.
Okay.
I saw a cartoon animated documentary called Atlantis. Great one.
Oh, this is The Secret of the Lost Empire. Great movie. Wow.
It's actually a pretty good movie, yeah.
Milo.
Yep. Okay. Our friend Merle, you are about to get shot.
Sounds all right.
Yes. Trap, like, he kind of dives behind the set. There is like a submachine gun that he has, secreted there. He brings it up and he gives you a burst. Let's have you roll a keep your cool.
Total 8.
Okay. I would say 1 level of faint harm.
Even
Oh
with
wait, your
one
armor? No, the
Yeah.
armor. The armor takes it.
Cool.
But yeah, now the armor is weakened. So
It's just the purple button-up vest.
okay.
It's like dragon scales. Good try there, buddy.
Yeah. He's like just keeps firing. But now it is actually your turn. Oh, one more thing I want to say. Graf und Gris has been kind of like off to the sidelines a little bit, but he is like staring at you, Loretta, and being like begging you with his eyes to like stop resisting and join him.
Okay.
You can see he's like he is armed. He is one of those classic Nachtjäger like crossbows on his shoulder there, or like at his side, and he is sort of fingering it, but isn't quite ready to draw yet. But he's definitely like, don't make me do this. All right, Merle.
I'm gonna walk towards Trap. Herr Hans Trap, you have messed with the wrong individual. You've awoken a dragon who is going to absolutely destroy you. Now, I recommend that you and your little silly ants flee right now because you have no idea who the fuck you've messed with. And I'm gonna roll, Don't You Know Me, as I'm going to attempt to try to mislead, distract, or trick them. For a grand total of 11.
Yes.
Hey.
Whoa. So what is the? So are you like You're not pretending to be someone else. You're like.
I'm trying to make them believe that I'm something more powerful than I actually am. I'm currently in human form, not that powerful.
I see,
do
but
have
you're like-
powers. But
you're like showing. You're letting them see the dragon within, kind of.
yeah, I'm trying to trick them to believing that I have the ability to turn into the dragon like that I did a couple of weeks ago, when I don't have that ability at all. So I'm trying to project something a little more dangerous than maybe I really am. Because I have -2 blood. Combat fighting, not great for me. So I'm going to attempt to... I'm going to avoid further entanglement. I'm going to use this to essentially try to confuse him enough to not sure what to do next. I'm going to confuse him for some time, and I'm going to create an opportunity for the rest of us, as he's kind of confused, trying to figure out how to deal with a possible living dragon in front of him, as I begin to kind of confidently walk away, as inside I'm screaming out loud like, fuck.
That worked.
So yes.
Yeah, it definitely. You pull off that lie. He's so surprised by this, and the way that your vest like took those shots.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely kind of has a sort of faint indigo shimmer to him where the bullets are beginning to fall out.
Oh yeah, like he definitely read reports about what happened on in the Harz Mountains, but it's still seeing it in person is
Something else.
yeah. So he does not do you another burst. Meanwhile, Loretta, you are still kind of tangled up with the whip. You've got your former mentor starting to bring up the crossbow, and the scissor men are starting to pour into the room as well.
Yeah. It's not looking good, but there's no giving up on her eyes. She's going to pull out her peacemaker because one hand's still free. And I got Striker on me, right?
Yeah, he's the one with the whip.
Yeah, so I'm going to point at Striker and then look at High Huntsman and say, it's not what you think is right for now, it's what you've known was right since you started. That's what you go with. I'm going to do my best to shoot Striker. And then if he shoots me, then he shoots me.
Damn.
Sweet, it's 11.
Nice.
Whoa! All right, you unload on him. What do you
that's,
think of the top list there? You could like maybe take the whip as you like
Yeah,
blast his
so
hand.
that's going to be a 3 harm shot. I'm going to take the whip from them. So
Yeah.
I'm no longer tied up with it, basically. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I doubt that'll kill him, so hopefully enough for him to let go.
Yeah, I mean, he's a normal guy. 3 harm is a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's totally dead, but he is like blasted back. And he lets go of the whip as he collapses.
Is a peacemaker.
Yeah, onto the studio floor, and the whip goes limp. So no more to that.
Your move, High Huntsman.
Peacemaker's a pistol, right? Big, long barrel revolver. Yeah.
No joke.
It's like a big iron.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big iron.
Got a big iron on
Very
his
big.
hip, as the sun goes.
Those are real guns. Those are so cool guns to look at.
The classic, the classic 6-shooter, I guess.
Terrifying in your face.
No, the big iron's like that big.
Oh,
it's
what?
Ridiculous.
Whoa.
It's a 45 caliber. Has 45 caliber with a 22-inch barrel.
Wow, it's like your Dirty Harry style. Yeah. Ugh. All right. Well, I don't know if Stryker will survive. I mean, in real life, he gets hung at Nuremberg. But yeah,
he can feign death because he's a
Yeah.
coward.
I think so. But yeah, so you're now totally free. And Von Grist, your words got to him. He is like, he's got the crossbow up, but he's like not quite able to pull the firing mechanism. So he's like sort of frozen with indecision. Next is Piotr. You're holding the emaciated body of Bathory in your arms.
Hey. So, who's the biggest threat right now?
Right now, I would
Bathory.
say.
Yes, besides Bathory.
I mean, she's always a threat. Well, right now she's really not a
Got a
threat.
scissor man in the door.
Yes, the biggest problem is all these Scissorman doppelgangers. There's like
Mastermind Trappist.
a dozen of them are like swarming in through the hallway, which is probably your only way out. So you kind of got to go through them.
So the whole place is about to be filled with scissormen, eh? Well then. Perhaps the solution is not to go through the entrance, but to make one ourselves. I'm going to use... Is that gasoline I smell? So I'm
Well,
going to...
okay, we're at a film studio, and the film used in 1930s, 1940s was nitrate, and highly flammable.
Oh, of course. The Glorious Bastards taught us anything. Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Roll with blood. That's a 6, that's a 3, that's an 11 altogether.
Whoa.
So I search a location for the resources or tools needed to destroy it. On a 10 plus, everything is already arrayed to my liking. All we have to do is light the fuse. So nitrate, you say?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
nitrate
I would
film.
say there's like a whole collection of those like film reels set up near the far wall, kind
Next
of.
to those guys.
Yeah, just
Right
next
on
to
the
the
edge of the
hallway
building.
entrance of the Scissormen are surging down.
Well, what do you know? On the way out, I'm going to spend one hole to shoot that nitrate. If I can.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, they're not an NPC, but I can use it to disable the NPCs.
Okay. I could see this being like a let it out, because maybe you're taking definite hold of the hallway by setting it on fire.
Oh, he still actually has to light the fuse.
I could just spend the hold.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll spend the hold.
All right, you set that. You shoot it.
Yes, it's like Scissor Man meets rock.
No.
I shoot the nitrate.
Whoa, man! Who knew
No.
Piotr was such a big fan of rock paper scissors? No, I love
Oh my
Even
god.
better, meet Mountain Man.
it. So that hits the nitrate.
The one liner.
Huge is a perfect one-liner. Huge fire explosion blasts into the hall. Those doppelgangers are reduced to ash as they are completely burned up. And you guys can see there is a way out of there through the hallway past their burnt, flash-burned remains. So there is a way out into the parking lot.
Comrades, I make hole. Come, I show you. Let's go.
Okay, you guys are all dashing down there. Is anybody trying? We still got Dizzy Izzy kind of floating around the rafters, sort of terrified and stunned.
When the scissor men burned up, did one of them remain, or?
You did not see Curtin in this crowd. He is still hanging back, letting his summoned minions do the work. So it is sort of your turn, Maximilian, but we're kind of out of combat. So maybe other people could join in as well. But you guys still got Dizzy Izzy. Get out of here. You are holding Bathory.
So is there's no other attackers or players left still?
Well, the film crew wasn't really armed. Stryker is like dying. He's shot. And Trap is sort of stunned by by Merle's draconic appearance. So right now, there's not really a direct threat. I mean,
Well, because
Trap will get over it.
I have one hold left, so I might as well use it, and I'll just disable Trap by just with the cane sword still in its sheath to the back of the head. Just
Whoa!
I'm gonna look up to Dizzy Izzy. Dizzy Izzy, I saved you. You're gonna owe me for this. And I'm going to. I did him a favor, so he's gonna owe me a debt.
He might need to persuade to be calmed down.
Well, then I was gonna.
Or if you want to call him that debt right now and give yourself a +3 in the persuade.
I was actually gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
I was actually not gonna use it that way. I'm gonna mark corruption for this one. And I'm gonna use Eyes of Ember. So when I cash in a debt from the debt that I just earned from him, kind of trading that in, I rolled when I persuade someone as if I rolled a 12+. So I look up to him, and as I'm saying this, my eyes begin to kind of glow a fiery indigo-ish red. I say, and my favors are always followed through. Get down from here and let's go.
So, while those eyes glow, that's enough to cut through his fear. The Dybbuk materializes. You can see again that sort of that bearded form that was once a guy who was killed by your team outside of Coney Island in our last arc. He swoops down and floats next to you, and he's like, "Tell me you got a getaway car."
Well,
As far as
one's destroyed. The other probably still just fine. It's the Gestapo car. I mean, I can get wings, but I don't think that's going to really work for the rest of them.
Well, let's go.
You mind getting this for me?
What is it?
The axe.
Ugh.
Sorry about that.
It's fine.
Can we go now? I think Elizabeth might need medical attention.
She's dead.
That or a carpenter.
No, that's a pretty fucking funny ass joke there.
Pointing to Trap.
What's that?
We could
Are we
take
taking him with us?
it. Might be useful information to have.
Is he Nazi?
I think so. Is he a Nazi?
Oh yeah, Trap's a big time Nazi.
Cool.
I mean,
I'm gonna go over.
he's kind of like most Nazis. He's really out for himself, but
I guess I'm gonna start dragging him with us.
Well, before we grab him, I'll just mark corruption, and he's gonna electrocute him real quick, just to make sure he stays down.
oh,
And
that's
then
knocking
say-
him unconscious.
And then take him with.
All right, so
I
you're
will
hauling
assist
him.
you.
Didn't you want
all
to just
in.
like cold cock?
I cold cocked him, but if we're gonna take him with us, then he's gonna stay down.
Yeah.
Always
So
a
just
good.
kind of
Gotta be sure.
roughly shove him in the back trunk, slam it shut.
Wait.
Well, first when you
plus
come
I'm
outside,
Oh yeah.
some
Drag-
other- well, there's
carry.
something else happens as you come outside. So it's looking a little bad, a little dicey. Alarms are going off. You hear like some sirens wailing in the distance. I mean, you guys have a pretty huge battle at a film studio, so definitely drawn some attention. However, another car speeds its way neatly into the parking lot. There's a cool, Tokyo Drift style, right up to the front of you. This is like
J-turn.
this is a super expensive, fancy-looking roadster.
Was it a Nash?
Oh, maybe it's got a little dash. Actually, Marvin, let me ask you, what kind of color you think Egantre would have for his ride?
Okay, so it's
Probably
gonna be
has the Larry Nash.
something incredibly tacky.
Like a bright purple, or I don't know.
Bright purple, it might work. Something that says
Big mood
I'm
there from
a-
Earl right there. Big mood.
Yeah, something that says I'm a douche. I know it. Love it.
I got the Phantom Rolls Royce with the third row seating.
Yep.
Don't even make that.
They did for me.
They do for me.
He
You not remember it, but they did for me.
he invented the bumper sticker. It's like I break for werewolves or something. I don't know. Egantre invented the bumper sticker.
It's gas or grass.
Oh man, no one rides for free.
That's totally what I got you had on the back of his Phantom with a 3-row seater.
So he pulls up and the window rolls down at this Rolls Royce Phantom. I definitely think that is the expensive kind of car Egantre would have. And he's like, and in there you indeed see Montolio Egantre, aka Stefan Leroy, and just being like, hey, anybody want to ride? Wink. Come on in.
Wow, this guy seems like douche.
Hey, is your trunk open?
Hold on. He's like, yep, I'll pop the trunk.
Have I met El Gantre? Well, can I try to put a face to a name?
Yes.
I would put a face to a name as well.
You guys have, I remember you were recruited, and I believe
El Gantre is there when he died.
Maximilian was recruited as well by Svetlana in our last game. So you know that.
When I was turned into a vampire by Stefan Leroy.
Oh. Yeah, I think both of you have access to grind, maybe even one in your head against Egantre. But you know that he is the contact with British intelligence that Svetlana gave you. So you know that he's working for the British Empire.
Oh.
So would I know anything about him, though?
Well, let's see. Let's do a
Weren't
put a
you
face
the
to a
guy
name.
that gave him Spider, though?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, originally? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, we should...
Well, maybe this
You
would
shifted blame.
maybe this would tell you he's a British spy or not. So
Okay.
you can still roll it.
What am I rolling? What
I
faction?
think Egantre Immortal is power. if I'm-
Immortal is power, yeah.
Okay.
And I'll just roll the C.
Nope, that's a 5. I don't know who this dude is. I don't recognize him.
Okay.
And I'll just roll the C. Do I know this guy? He seems familiar.
Because we established is that my character didn't directly sell to a Gantre. He sold to a third-party vendor who then gave.
Yeah,
Oh, I
the-
see.
the-
So it didn't
So
make
change
face
of
to
hands.
face.
Yes,
Okay.
I will-
I never met him directly. Just that he was an interested buyer, and I had it.
All right, Piotr, how'd you do?
I rolled a 9, if it's power.
Okay. So I would say you've definitely heard about Egantre. You, in fact, knew that he was in Russia around the time of the spider. You might not have been able to connect the dots that he was the one who ended up unleashing that spider that killed you.
And then
But-
most importantly, he is not Stefan Leroy. Because that
Yes.
man has another name. This man isn't named Mantelili Country. Different person. Totally.
I'll attempt to put
similar.
a face to a name because when Maximilian was turned, it was before he took on the moniker of Stefan Leroy. And he doesn't.
None of us recognize.
Doesn't recognize him at all.
He changes his name every century.
Well, there we go.
I don't think Egantre was around in Atlantis, though.
I don't think he's that
He
old.
recently became.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry, what I meant was... Because Stefan Leroy was tainted, right?
Yeah.
So he has part of his soul was given to Belial.
Yeah.
So the way I had tried to work it out with Marvin was before that part that becomes his second face.
Ah, okay.
Before he was merged with Stefan Leroy, I made a deal with that entity.
Oh,
So it
I
would be
see.
the demon
Okay.
in charge, not Stefan.
Right,
Leroy.
not the
so
mortal
hence
shell.
why he has no idea that those are
There's
even
a
related
connection
at all.
there. Okay, cool.
He's no longer tainted. It hasn't been for a
Yeah.
while.
No.
All right, so he's like, well, how about you come on inside?
Yeah, let me put this guy in the trunk, and we'll head on out.
All right,
long
and you
as-
can put. He like, is that Elizabeth Bathory?
Yes.
I
And
got
she
some
is
bad memories
gratefully-
with her.
Don't we
me
all?
too, my friend.
Don't we
me
all?
Too.
All right, if you say so.
Can we just like leave her in there with the fire and all? I mean,
I can't.
she looks like dry tinder. Maybe help burn faster.
On my way
She
out.
probably could, but I can't. It's complicated. As I said before.
No, you've told me this, but again, I don't see how complicated this is when if you want to go. There's a place right there.
I
Let's get her in the
don't
car.
want
Let's go.
Yes.
With
let's
the
get
fire
to
brigade's coming. I don't want to be around here to
Yeah,
explain.
Egantre's like, we got a motor.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
But what are maybe you time for one more thing?
No,
Is there?
never mind.
No. Okay.
No?
All right, you pile into the automobile, and he zooms off, and you are roaring your way down the street.
We're on my way downtown.
Yeah, moving fast. Face. All right, so Egantre's like looking over at you guys, and he's like, "So I think I'm supposed to meet two of you, a Piotr and a Maximilian. Am I right?"
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe so. My name
All right, and we're all serving certain His Majesty overseas. Wait, maybe I should have said that after making sure your friends are okay with that. Are you?
Oh, I'm an American, so we're cool with that.
All right. What about the woman?
Let's just get out of here. I have no complaints at the moment.
Are you
Okay.
also American?
Alright.
Okay.
So his Rolls
I picked
Royce
it up.
burns some rubber. He does some cool evasive driving, and you were able to get out of there, get out of the film studio safely.
Oh, right.
That was fun.
So he's driving around. He's like, got a little bit of a safe house in an old abandoned, used to be like an all-American Western club over there in Berlin.
An all-American Western club here in Berlin.
I know, you'll love it. They
I
love
will
their
feel
cowboys.
right at home.
All right,
So
well,
excited. I cinched my bolo tie up.
and he's like, well, unfortunately, it's seen better days.
I mean, I'm guessing got burned down.
Just abandoned, clear. Hasn't been burned down just yet, but it's a place. Hopefully, prying eyes won't see us.
Cool.
Okay, so he drives you over to this place called, like, the Cowboy Club. That is indeed like a 1930s German's vision of the American Old West.
Oh, I want to see this so badly.
Yep, you got like
that
some.
place.
You got like some batwing doors, like a saloon, a piano. I'm sure they had some nice glockenspiel cowboy music back in the day. Unfortunately, it is out of business and abandoned. But
Yeah.
you can lots of cool lots of cool gunfighter pictures and so on the wall. Very very Karl May, old Shatterhand, if you know, which I guess. It was like the big. It was like there were German books about a Western like cowboy hero that were super popular in Germany. So Germans love their cowboys.
They do.
Yeah. So everybody comes inside. Our friend Trap has yet to recover consciousness. What
Is there
are
any
you?
lassos in here?
What's that?
Are there any lassos in here?
Oh, are they? Yeah.
Cool. Anyone want to help me with this? I want to time up with the lasso. Be real fitting.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. I am over lasso. I'm going to put this
let us
somewhere
secure
where
it.
she can rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Secure
ask.
prisoner.
So.
Do what you're into.
So what are you doing? Oh, do whatever. I love Loretta. So what is Piotr doing with Bathory?
Is there a couch somewhat comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, there's like kind of a saloon, or like there's some like sort of furniture, tables, and booths set around.
Right. I sit her down there and check if she's still alive, breathing, conscious. She's still alive.
I mean, she kind of like looks up at you a little bit, but you can see like her eyes are dimming. She hasn't fed in a long time. So she is probably if she doesn't get some sort of sustenance put into her, or some magic, maybe like the Grail, she is not going to be long for this world.
So here's something I must ask Elizabeth. If you do, in fact, get Grail, what exactly are you going to do after you become alive again?
She is thinking for a little while. And then she's like, you had asked me that a few days ago. I would have told you that I would return to the kingdoms that I once ruled and rule them again. But now that I'm so close to the end, I just want to be alive just a little bit more.
Okay. There's that move. I don't have the basic moves with me right now.
What you looking for?
Alright, figure someone out.
Yeah!
Is there a harm here that she can actually recover from? Or is that just, or is it old harm that's too far gone to recover from?
Well, if she had a powerful... You probably know that if she had access to the Grail, that would be enough that would rejuvenate.
All I'm asking is, would Maximilian's magic be enough to heal it?
Probably not at this point. I mean, maybe you could get her back to her former tree self, but even that is not very good. She was turned into a tree and like brutally killed over in our 2 arcs ago. Gantre, yeah, I'll say you roll for the figure someone out. Is that what
Yep.
you're... Okay.
That's an 8. Within a 10.
Okay, so you get to. So, what would you like to ask? You need the questions?
Alright, figure something out.
You get 2 questions.
Okay. What is Elizabeth hoping to get from everything, all of this?
I would say she's telling the truth. Maybe a few days ago she would be okay with. I mean, maybe like a few days ago she would want all the power she had back.
Mm-hmm.
Now she just kind of like she just wants to live a normal life. She wants the little things. You know, feel a little sunlight, pet a dog, go for a walk in the park, enjoy the taste of a nice glass of lemonade on a sunny day.
Oh, so she's actually telling the truth.
Yeah, I mean, being so close to the end would kind of clarifies anyone's spirit, I think. So as she's kind of rasping around, Egantre, he of course heads right back behind the bar and starts like pouring everybody some drinks.
Very much appreciate that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Had a trying morning.
All right, here you go. Slide one right on over.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Americans do better alcohol like this.
Passable.
Passable.
Well.
Passable.
Hey, we take what we can get, I suppose.
Got any like Tennessee whiskey?
I'll take a look. And he's like peering back there. And he's like, so, you guys are also helping me spy with the British government, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't care.
All right, well, maybe I could bring you in on another deal I got going.
Yes, please. I want to hear this.
But I just need one little thing from you guys. Gotta know where that Grail is.
Oh, I have a hit.
Hidden where?
We are not telling
Not
you.
that fake one that you have
You know,
on you.
the fake we left there. We did not bring the fake with you.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's mine now. I don't
know if that works for me.
I'm sure it doesn't work for you, but it's in my layers, so it's mine now. And even if I want to get it, it's not easy to get to.
Okay, he's
Like,
thinking about it.
it's actually physically difficult for me to even find out where it is. It kind of moves from place to place.
He's like, if I dealt with you before, I think I know I would. I would know if I did.
Let's see. I don't think we've. I'm trying to think of things and I generally don't part with things.
Hey, neither do I.
I think I know what it is. I think I sold somebody a spider egg
Spider eggs.
to some Japanese dealers, arcane dealers.
Oh yeah, I might have dealt with them.
That's probably what it was. By the way, I'll probably use my actual real name, Krillionox. Kind of a weird name. If people think it's fake, but then if I say my name is Merle, people are like, oh, okay, it's like a pseudonym or something.
Hey, my name is Montolio. Okay, I know names.
I appreciate this.
And you, my Russian friend, you also seem a little familiar. Do I know you from somewhere?
I may have met you in the front of World War I in Russia.
Yeah, I was over there. Hey, I've been all over. Meet a lot of people, done a lot of deals.
Did those deals involve spider egg? As you were talking about?
Yeah, maybe. Look, like I said, I've done a lot. I don't really remember everything.
Did you ever summon giant spider?
Maybe. Memory's a little hazy
Did you
right
ever
now.
get rid of Giant Spider? Did you kind of just let the thing go?
Look, we've all made mistakes.
I was
Yeah, that's
killed
true, that's
by
true.
giant spider.
Oh.
Ooh, buddy.
At this moment,
I feel real bad about that too, because I sold him the spider egg.
And he's taking out his gun. What do you know?
whoa. All
I
right,
think we don't need to go shooting right now.
I agree. Let's listen to the dragon.
No, I think we need to go shooting.
No,
Yes.
Maximilian, Mr. Mr. Haas, help me out here. I mean, Mr. Koenig, help me out. Loretta,
I'm the only person on your side right now, apparently.
thank you.
I thought we were doing shots.
We are going to
No,
Just
fortunately,
savage round, please.
So at this moment, as you're getting the gun, this is when Franz Trap starts to recover consciousness. So you got him tied to like a chair. Are you like putting it up on the stage of this cabaret? Or?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. So he like starts sniffing and like looking around and just blinking, and he realizes like where he is, and he's like,
You want something to drink? I don't think we got beer here anymore. We got some dusted bottles of alcohol in the ground one. And pop the top off and walk over.
"Thank you."
And I'm just gonna shove it in his mouth and just hold it there. And then I'll pull it out. Hey, buddy. Hopefully that was good enough for you to make up for all the beer that I drank earlier.
So he's like, you realize what you've done. You've kidnapped a senior official in the SS, or senior officer.
We could have just left you to die.
Did we kidnap you, or did we save you from the fire?
Yeah, and you were trying to kill us earlier, so we're just trying. This is more of like a security policy. Like, make sure you don't just pull a gun out of nowhere. Like, I don't know if you hide them in your ass, but you might. I'm no judging here. No judging here. But like,
I do not have a gun up my ass.
that's good to know. we didn't do a check when we should have.
Well, if you save me, prove that to me by untying me.
It's a bad idea to untie a Nazi.
Bad idea. Yeah, I would agree. See, because knot is in the name, so maybe we're best to keep you knotted up.
That's not where I thought you were going with that. I thought you were going
No,
to like, make
no.
like, maybe like not and wait and see. Like, not
No,
see.
like
All right.
Nazi.
It's an acronym for
Okay.
National Socialist. Oh, I
Oh, hold on,
hate
wait, hold on.
Americans.
Isn't socialism spelled with an S? Where'd you get the Z from?
Ugh.
Like,
Socialist?
what sort of stupid language is that?
It's apparently Nazi language.
He is
a
very
weird
upset.
acronym.
It's a weird bastardization
He's like-
of German.
Heydrich will stop at nothing to see me free. If you want to survive, I would suggest untying me. And
Do
letting
they
me
even
go
know
right
you're
now.
gone?
I'm sure they'll figure
That
it out.
building caught fire real quick. And I'm sure that they may not have gotten there in time to save every single body in there.
He's
A lot of fire.
He's thinking it over, and he's like, so what's the point of this then? You're gonna just shoot me?
Why would we shoot you?
He's Nazi.
Okay, aside from being a Nazi, why would we shoot you when you have a wealth of information that we may be able to use? You're more useful to us alive than dead. And you're also a friend of ours. You gave me a beer earlier. We're friends. This is just a security policy.
His beer sucked.
So
It was passable. It was passable.
So what is it that you want? He's like, okay, maybe we can make maybe an arrangement can be made. What do you want to know?
We want information.
Well, specifically, one particular individual in this room, and I gesture towards Montoya, might want information.
And I want information from Montorio.
Ignatrie's like, look, let's put all that in the back burner.
Yeah,
you know,
no, but-
hey, that's just let's table that discussion for another time. You know, and also, by the way, bygones, let's bygones be bygones. Water under the bridge, all that.
If you're gonna blame me, blame me. I'm the one who sold the spider.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
he is
Blame
one-
him. It's his fault.
But he is one that used Spider.
No,
and was so
I mean-
irresponsible to let it loose and kill people.
Okay, well,
I don't know the
maybe-
circumstance he was in, but
Still, giant spider goes shh, on me, eat me.
Oh,
Alright,
real
look,
bad
that's
luck
just
for you,
gross.
buddy.
You don't have to be graphic about it.
just real bad luck. there.
TMI.
It is a beast, a magical beast of its own will and freedom. I don't think he chose it to go after you specifically.
Yes. Blame the spider.
Blame the yeah, blame the spider for
The
killing
spider
you.
did it.
You
Not
cannot
me.
blame something for going with its nature.
I know, it's spider.
And on that note, he puts his hand on Trap
Oh,
and
on trap.
asks him, now I'm going to find out whether you're telling the truth, and you can do this willingly or not.
Oh,
Okay.
Because
I'm
I
here for
also
this.
need to heal.
Whoa.
that is good
Brutal.
solution. You handle trap.
So it is your choice.
God, we're monsters.
Igatre
Oh,
says, all right, let's stick to what I want to know. So, the Grail. I know why. I can imagine why Bathory wants it. I, of course, have heard about the Grail because I'm an extremely intelligent scholar of all things magical and arcane. I know it would bring old Mistress Tree Bark over there back to life. But why do you want it?
Me specifically?
No, I was talking to
Oh.
Trap there. I know why you want it. I want to wear it as a hat, use it as a chamber pot, and just have a cool...
Definitely not a chamber pot. I just really want to have it, honestly.
See, just a cool conversation piece.
My deal was, hey, you use a power, I get to keep it afterwards. Hopefully it doesn't drain all the energy in it. But most likely it does. So it's mine for now. Until I get a better offer.
Well, you're a dragon after my own heart.
That's
But anyway...
good to know. You
Why?
should be a dragon. Actually.
So,
Didn't he know it because he made the spider deal with you? Through a
He
middleman,
does,
at least.
but I've never met him directly.
Do it. I know what you're doing. Do it.
I want him to be my lover. Here's a dragon.
Wow, are you okay with this? This is quite the twist.
Yes, I am okay with it. Do it.
I'll allow it.
I just feel so connected as my character to I'm going to just like, shit, what's up, baby?
They are so similar already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
can
mean-
see that.
So I get to advance 3 basic moves
Love
because
myself,
of this. So just like, oh my god. I think I know who you are. You may not know it just yet, but I think you are part of my brood.
Is that so?
I feel like there's just something about you.
Egantre's like, well,
It would explain a lot.
I always have had a burning heart of passion.
Oh jeez. You still my beating heart. So I'm gonna...
Trap is like, well, you are just making goo-goo eyes at each other. Can we get on with it?
no, this is way more important now, please.
Max will feed while they're doing that. The only question to
disgust.
you is if I'm marking corruption or not. Because if he allows it, then then it's fine. If he is resisting, then he marks corruption.
I'm gonna say you're gonna mark corruption. He's gonna resist, but you will get fed. He's. Oh, how we do there?
With blood, that is a 6.
Ah.
So on a miss, something goes terribly wrong. Oops.
I think we're all pretty much preoccupied.
Yeah.
Less
So I'm gonna
Loretta
say
is-
before you can really even start interrogating him, something does indeed go wrong. Take a little bit too much. He is not quite dead, but he's gonna be like comatose for a little while.
And I didn't even heal.
He's just like before he can even talk, he just collapses. Egantre stops making lovey-dovey eyes
Shit, my bad.
at our dragon and be like, "What did you do? We needed him."
He's still there.
Okay, but he's not answering any questions. Look, I'm in trouble with the British government and Ordo Sanguis, a lot of powerful undead creatures over there who kind of want me dead. And the deal was, I get them information about what the Nazis want with the Grail, they'll let me live. But now, you've just made my job a lot more complicated.
He's not dead.
Okay, so yeah, but he goes over to Trap and starts like flicking him in the face and being like, "Come on, wake up, wake up!" Oh,
You probably regain consciousness in about that way.
I don't have that kind of time.
Well then, you will mark corruption and heal the bastard.
Whoa! All right, go for it.
Friggin'.
Yes, we
I'm
did
just racking it up
intimidation.
today. So
All
he
right.
heals 2 harm.
Okay,
I know
Trap
how I
comes
feel.
back.
I know exactly how I feel.
The
Okay.
whole point was to heal myself. That heal is an asshole.
So Trap is like, ugh. You 4 are, or you 5 are a pack of clowns, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. Thank you for noticing.
I will bring you
Trace.
back next time.
Whoa.
I mean, come on, he's a friend. We need to let him go at least.
He is Nazi. He is not my friend.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Okay. Sidebar. Just saying the game was good size dipshits.
He's being the
I
good
don't
cop.
Dirt.
Egantre says, okay, tell us, what does Der Fuhrer and all his goose-stepping friends want with the Grail? And Trap takes a look at you, Maximilian, and then just, like, gives it up. He's like, Hydric and the Witch Division were not just meant to control rival occult groups that could be problems for the party. We're trying to create some occult powers of our own that could fight alongside the Reich's armies in the field. Have any of you ever heard about the stories of the Berserker?
Yeah. I'm familiar with it, like the old Norse wolf heads kind of deal. Smash,
Yes.
smash, smash, run in there, getting super
Classic Gothic Germanic myth of great warriors blessed by the gods who could turn into bears or wolves or animals in the heat of battle. That's naturally, Himmler wants something like that. The Grail is more than just a little wake me up pill or some magical coffee to give to Frau Apfelbaum over there. It's a conduit. It can take in energy, bestowing energy to transform others. Himmler wants to try and use the Grail, and we've already done all sorts of experiments with this to try and bring about more powerful berserkers, more powerful werewolves than anything the world has seen before, and to turn them loose.
Is that
battle.
Scissor Man fellow one of your experiments?
One of our earliest ones, we used various other occult artifacts to give him some duplication powers, things like that, but that's just a taste of what the Grail was supposed to give us, and what else we've been working on. If you need to know more, if you want to stop it, you have to see Heydrich. But if I were you, I'd start running, because you can definitely believe that Herr Heydrich's coming for you now. And when that man has the scent, nothing is safe. Don't believe me? Why don't you turn on the radio and give it a listen?
Okay. Big band.
All right. Oh, of course, the classic Nazi tune, ba-da-ba-ba-bum-bum.
So they open up every broadcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get some kind of like news of the hour, right from your Ministry of Propaganda. And it's just like, enemy of the state executed. And then you would hear from, the news reporter, Graf Gerhard Grist. I get this full. Why did I get this?
We know who we're talking about. We know who we're talking
We
about.
know, yes, the High Huntsman von Gotha und Grist, discovered to be engaged in spying for the nation's enemies and what's the word? Conspirizing with degenerate elements against the fatherland. Reinhard Heydrich himself overseeing the execution.
Well, that was just uncalled for.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And you realize, like,
Scissor man probably did.
yeah, and Heydrich is like, you can hear his voice, very cold, coming over the speakers, being like, von Grist, his entire organization, the so-called Nachtjägers, have no place in the Führer's Germany. They are all enemies of the state. They and their allies will be hunted down and destroyed. They said they would protect us against monsters, and they failed. They betrayed us to our enemies instead. And to all of our enemies, I say this: your doom is coming for you.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And now, some nice Wagner. Yeah, cut to the music.
Great.
Egon Trey's like, oh, that's not good. All right, we got to figure something out and get us, more specifically me, out of here before I get captured by Heydrich. He's like Heydrich the Hangman or the Man with the Iron Heart. I don't want to have to deal with him.
You sound like a barrel full of laughs.
Oh, I think you're being sarcastic, aren't you?
Oh, really?
Oh, you're so great. I love your sense of humor and
Thanks.
everything else about you.
Okay.
Anyway,
Calm
you
down,
gotta get
everybody.
out of here.
That is
I need you to take like 25% off the top right now. We're not in that situation, but I appreciate it.
alright. So plan. Everyone wants Grail.
Yeah.
Let's say we either use all power in Grail, just use it up so Grail becomes useless, or destroy it.
Now the question is, Herr Trapp, you are a master of arcane lore. Now, does
I
the Grail
suppose
only
so.
have one charge, or is it something that can be recharged over time? And how easy is it to destroy the damn thing?
I don't even know if it can be destroyed.
Great.
But I'm not an expert. You'll take it to somebody who is. And I think I know just the man. In fact, you met before at a party.
Mother.
He's an English occultist by the name of Aleister Crowley.
I hate this.
And then, and with that, with you guys having to go check in on Crowley, because you know I got to bring him back, we are going to bring this episode to a close. Next week, we're going to see the exciting conclusion of our Berlin arc, an episode entitled "The New Dark Age," taken from the famous Winston Churchill quote. All right, so will our heroes make it out of Berlin alive?
Probably not.
We'll discover. Will the forces of fascism get the Grail? All of that and more. Tune in next time. But let's go around and take care of those closing moves as we head into the end of this arc. So let's start with Merle. What would you like to? Are there any factions that go up or down? And then you think you owe anybody a debt, or they owe you a debt?
Mainly because I have to, because I can't put mortality any lower than -3. I'm going to reduce power to 1 and increase the wild up by 1, mainly for saving.
Yeah, making that deal with the Dybbuk there.
With the Dybbuk, and then immediately cashing that damn thing in.
Yeah,
to get him out of there, because I didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, he's with you, but he's just kind of hiding out. So
Yeah, no, of course, I get that.
you can definitely call on him for assistance too later on.
I think generally kind of power, just by meddling with everything that's going on, especially wanting to keep the Grail, probably didn't leave the best of taste in anybody related to Power's faction, like including Elgantre, because I'm being very, very dragon-like at the moment. I want to keep it.
And do you feel you owe any debts to other players or NPCs, or anybody owe a debt to you?
Ooh. I feel like I owe Piotr another debt for the whole revelation, just like I feel super bad.
Yeah.
You're not directly responsible, but you are
I
indirectly.
Elgantre's like, yes,
real
that's
bad.
right. I'm indirectly
You
not
are
responsible.
directly
No,
responsible.
I would say I'm indirectly not responsible. Can we just leave it at that? You know? Okay.
We will talk afterwards.
He's also a dragon, though, so I would not recommend killing him anywhere nearby.
Maximilian, did any factions go up or down for our vampire?
Probably one went down with Knight, just because he is getting very upset with this whole Scissor Man, and discovering that he's one of its own is not helping it. And then going up with Wild because he just keeps using those powers.
I mean, I guess Scissor Man
Or is
technically
that
in
power?
mortality
Scissor
because
Man's
he's like
mortality.
working, but
Scissor
like
Man's
he's kind of in
mortality.
night too because he's like there's something arcane about him because he's like the vampire. Even though he might not literally be a vampire, that's sort of the nickname they gave him, but he's definitely like a ghoul.
He's ghoulish.
Oh, for sure.
Very.
Yes.
And are the fairy or the Fey powers, are they considered power or wild?
I think they're wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phase of wild.
Yep.
The wild card.
All right. Now, are there any characters you think owe a debt, or do you owe a debt to them?
Well, I did do Loretta a favor yet again, so I would consider that owing me a debt. But as the rules state, it's up to
Okay.
her to decide.
All right. So let's check in. Loretta,
Yep.
our vampire healed you. Oh, but first, any factions going up or down? Because you had kind of an intense.
Mortality's down again.
Yeah, the High
Because
Huntsman sort of
Everyone's in there.
turning on you and then being
And then
used and killed by
Right.
the Nazis
And the
there.
SS being involved again. I'm just feeling very unsupported.
Rip.
And because Olga came through, I would say Wild goes up.
All right. And then how about debts? Do you think you owe our vampire for healing you?
I'm gonna ask, what is your end game? What are you after? Why help me?
Well, if you don't mind, that would trigger a moment of intimacy because he would.
Yeah, we can go ahead.
I'll explain why. Because it's when you're saying what's your end game, is that in character or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why rush in to help me when I was being tangled up?
Simply put, when I was forced to leave Atlantis, it was because I had done wrong to one of their princesses, and I've done wrong to females in general, and my purpose is to make up for that. So I try not to give in to what is my own base nature and try to use it to channel it into something better than I am.
Interesting. Kind of a sort of a Chinatown motivation. I can see that.
So he's not being physically intimate, he's being just emotionally, as he's telling Loretta a secret about himself, which is he was kicked out for feeding on a princess. Unwillingly.
Kind of, yeah, trying to repent from past sins.
Things
All right.
make more sense.
So Loretta, is a friendship being forged here, do you think? Unlikely friendship?
Friends are very difficult, but that makes so much more sense. She just hopes she doesn't regret it. So yeah.
Okay.
That's a good reason why you are doing what you're doing.
And that's especially why he's been helping Loretta
Yeah.
of all people.
Because Mom always said, don't let a guy do anything for free. They're not really after free.
All right, Loretta, any other debts, or I think we're good there?
Yep. No. I definitely would owe for that. Definitely. I guess Olga for another one. I didn't use any explosives. I totally forgot about it. But
Okay, well, you still got them, so they can come in handy next time. In fact, I think they definitely will.
so I would say I just owe her another one for that. And that's about it, I think.
Okay, how about Piotr? How's he feeling as we get to the climax of the story?
Right, so power, what used to be my highest is now my lowest at -2. And I'm raising Knight up the 2.
Hey.
Mostly because, even though I know Elizabeth is evil woman, still, if she seriously repents her life and everything, I believe she deserves second chance.
Whoa.
And plus, once she's mortal, if she actually does the whole evil thing again, I can just shoot her. And power goes down because I know this Montoglio country is involved in my death, but still, I need to know his relationship to this Stefan Leroy. I don't know where he comes into all of this, but he knows something. And as for debts, I think Elizabeth will owe me a debt for saving her life.
I definitely see that.
Murrow already owes me a debt for indirectly being responsible for my death.
I know. I feel bad.
And Montoglio will owe me a debt for being directly responsible for my
Well, indirectly not responsible.
death. It could be upgraded to indirectly. Depends on whether I find out this relationship with Stefan Leroy. He still doesn't know who Stefan Leroy is.
Nobody does. That's the secret. Even Ogantre doesn't know anymore.
Oh, he definitely knows he used to be Stefan Leroy.
I know.
And a dragon.
You sure he just
He's
didn't
not
use his own
dragging
power
also.
on himself in a mirror?
Maybe he did.
And you will not remember this. Huh?
The source of immortality. He's a dragon.
Wow. I mean, that does make sense. All right, more of this. Hidden dragons, dragon on dragon love,
Okay, yeah. I'm down.
Heinrich, the Grail, Berserkers, werewolves, all kinds of great stuff coming up
You're portrayed
in our final episode of our Berlin. All this and
So
more
many.
in our final episode of Berlin 1936.
Sire.
The conclusion of our game. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did.
Those are my options.
And I will see you all here next week.
Yes, you will. We will get into the finale. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I want to make sure and give a little bit of a shout out to some new followers over the last week.
Hey.
Let's see here to pull it up here. I don't know if it's Wata, like Wata, WOTAH. It's like a ninja's favorite refreshment. Wata.
Maybe it's the great Star Wars character Watto.
Maybe. And then Seneca Crane 904. Thank you so much for the follow. And then tonight, I'm gonna screw it up, but it's like Miko Lux. Thanks for the sub tonight. Thank you very, very much for hanging out with us and giving us a sub. Hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, well, then you can unsub. it's totally fine. We're doing this for fun. We want you guys to watch and enjoy it. And join in if you'd like. Just hit us up. hello@timetotabletop.com. You can always hit us up there, or on the tweets, on the Instas and the books, all those. So thank you very much. Couple things, there's a couple things that we could do innuendo-wise with the dragon thing.
I know.
So some good, innuendos would be really kind of fun. If anybody wants to come up with some of those, like scale on scale action. I don't know what you want to. Okay.
Yeah, I'll think of
other than
something,
that,
don't worry.
my favorite saying of the night, the one-liner I did have the rock one was an amazing one-liner.
So good.
Scissors beat rock.
Yeah, I was like, hey, Scissor Man, meet rock, and I was like, oh crap, that was pretty solid, dude. I gotta give you a little kudos for that.
Solid, he says.
I've been waiting for it.
That whole thing was a blast.
Yeah, I had to come up with that 30 minutes. Okay. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us, and you'll see us next week. But until then, pull up a chair and make time to tabletop. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, folks.
Good night. Thank you.